Have you ever stood at a crossroads, the comfortable path stretching predictably ahead, while a more challenging, uncertain road beckoned with the promise of something greater? It's a fundamental question we all face. Do we choose ease, or do we dare to chase a calling? Years ago, while navigating the sharp suits and towering ambitions of a New York City financial firm, I had a boss I truly admired. One day, I mustered the courage to tell him about a nascent idea brewing within me, selling books online. He listened intently as we strolled through Central Park, the city's relentless energy a backdrop to my nervous pitch. His response was both encouraging and profoundly insightful. He said it sounded like a good idea, but perhaps an even better one for someone without a stable job. He spoke of the difference between a job, a career, and a calling, suggesting that finding that ultimate purpose was hitting life's jackpot. Little did I know then how those words would resonate in the years to come. Around that same time, a quarter of a century ago to be precise, I had another encounter, this time with a young man named Jeff Bezos. He approached me with an audacious proposition: invest in his company. His concept? An online bookstore operating out of his garage. People would buy online, and he would ship from his humble beginnings. Then came the truly unbelievable part. He declared with unwavering conviction that one day he would be the richest man in the world, surpassing a staggering $100 billion. Now, back then, the very notion of $100 billion was almost abstract. Entire countries didn't possess that level of wealth. And here was this 26-year-old, fueled by the internet and a garage, proclaiming his future as the wealthiest person on the planet. In his mind, it was already a done deal. I, on the other hand, was filled with skepticism, amusement even. But the crucial difference between us lay in our reactions. I scoffed. He was already envisioning his success, aligning his actions with his grand vision. I couldn't fathom it becoming a significant business. His unwavering belief, even in the face of my doubt, was a powerful early lesson in the nature of conviction. The contrast between Bezos's audacious dream and the solid security of my finance job highlighted the very dilemma my boss had articulated. It was the choice between a comfortable career and the uncertain pursuit of something more meaningful. Seen in that light, leaving a well-respected position for the risky venture of an online bookstore was undeniably difficult. Yet, after considerable soul-searching, I realized I had to take the leap. The thought of not trying, of forever wondering what if, felt far more daunting than the prospect of failure. I took the less safe path, the one that whispered of passion, and it's a choice I've never regretted. Perhaps that inclination towards the unconventional stemmed from my childhood. Even as a young boy, I was a garage inventor, tinkering with contraptions born from imagination and scrap materials. I recall a rather ambitious attempt at an automatic gate, closer fashioned from cement-filled tires, a solar cooker that, to my disappointment, never quite cooked anything, involving an umbrella, and an aluminum foil baking pan no less, and even rudimentary alarm systems designed to playfully ensnare my siblings. That inherent desire to create, to invent, was always a part of me. My journey wasn't just about books. It was about building something from the ground up. There's a military phrase that has always resonated deeply with me. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. It's a principle I've witnessed hold true in every significant endeavor I've undertaken. When you prioritize precision and a methodical approach, even if it feels slower initially, the end result is often more efficient and ultimately faster. It's about building a solid foundation rather than rushing towards a potentially unstable outcome. This philosophy has guided me through challenges and successes alike, reminding me that sustainable progress often comes from a measured pace. In EI's life, we are often told to be proud of our gifts, our inherent talents, and while gratitude for those gifts is important, I've come to believe that true pride lies not in what we are given, but in what we choose to do with it. You might be naturally gifted in mathematics or possess an innate artistic ability. These are wonderful, but they are bestowed upon you. The real source of pride comes from the choices you make. The decision to practice that math until you master complex equations, the dedication to hone your artistic skills through countless hours of work. These are the deliberate actions, the sweat and effort that truly define us. We all receive a unique set of gifts, but it is our choices that ultimately shape our stories. And one of the most profound choices we each face, a choice that carries immense weight, is the decision between a life of ease and comfort or a life of service and adventure. Imagine yourself at 80 years old, looking back on the tapestry of your life. Which path do you think will bring you greater satisfaction, a deeper sense of fulfillment? Will it be the well-trodden road of comfort, or the less predictable but ultimately richer journey of service to others and the thrill of exploration? I believe wholeheartedly that the latter leaves an indelible mark on the soul. We live in an extraordinary era. Never before has there been such an abundance of inspiration, such a relentless wave of change, innovation, and opportunity. The world around us is a constant source of new ideas, new possibilities. The life you are authoring, the one you are building from scratch, begins now. How will you wield the gifts you possess? What choices will you make? Will inertia be your guide, or will you bravely follow your passions? Will you adhere strictly to dogma, or will you forge your own original path? Will you opt for the tranquility of ease, or the vibrant dynamism of service and adventure? When faced with criticism, will you wilt, or will you stand firm in your convictions? When you are wrong, will you stubbornly bluff your way through, or will you possess the humility to apologize? Will you guard your heart against the sting of rejection, or will you act with courage when love stirs within you? Will you play it safe, always treading cautiously, or will you embrace a touch of swashbuckling spirit when the moment demands it? When faced with adversity, will you surrender to the challenge, or will you be relentlessly persistent? Will you succumb to cynicism, or will you actively choose to be a builder, a creator? Will you seek cleverness at the expense of others, or will you choose kindness consistently? There's a profound truth in finding ways to empower others. Every time you devise tools or services that enable people to unleash their own creativity, you are truly onto something significant. While a career can provide stability, and many unfortunately end up with just a job, the real magic happens when your work aligns with your passion. If you don't love what you do, true greatness will likely remain elusive. Think of the giants of history: Jules Verne, Mark Twain, Galileo, Newton, all the relentlessly curious minds throughout the ages. I believe they would have yearned to be alive most of all right now, in this incredible moment of human potential. As a civilization and as individuals, we are endowed with so many gifts. As you sit here, absorbing these words, consider the unique talents within you. But more importantly, ask yourself, will you primarily take pride in those inherent gifts, or will you find your deepest satisfaction in the conscious, courageous choices you make? It is in those choices that our true character, our enduring legacy, is forged.